Time for part 2 of the day with a new business presentation for a new client. Let's close this freaking sale, baby. Let's go. I do it over Zoom meeting with Canva. When I close this, it'll be my first Montana client, which is exciting because we're moving in about a month. So lining up business at the new state and getting that going already. Got to be proactive on business, even with it being in a different state. Got my energy in. It'll pick me up. Better than coffee, baby. Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Sick. Thanks for being on. I'm on dad duty, so if you hear kids or dogs, there may be some external noise.
All good, man.
Thanks for being on. We are talking targeted video marketing strategy. Excited to jump in. All right, so a little kind of layout of what we're going to go through. We're going to kind of talk about the goals that you had mentioned on the call. We'll give you the ideas that I have, a couple of our references, what it's like to work with us, workflow, and then kind of see what's good at the end.
Okay.
And I'll send you the presentation afterwards too.
Sounds good.
All right, so trying to get more sales through the website and social media and really trying to hyper target potential customers to get them to take action faster than they are now. And the target audience is correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. All right, so first idea here, kind of straight to the point, is letting people know what your company's about, how it's different from other, and how to make use of it in the best way. We can add a voiceover as well as soundtrack to kind of get that emotional hit and, really get people invested. And for this, the deliverable is a 30 to 60 second fully edited video. And I will give you a little kind of taste of a similar industry thing. This is like a company that we did. So here is the link to that in the chat. So here in the chat is Michael talking about the how he uses testimonials.
Cool.
Yeah, so powerful tool. Again, that third party kind of thing, it always helps with any buying decision for people. And it's the same reason I have testimonials in the presentation. So deliverables on this one, you get a little bit more. So this is a 1 to 2 minute ad or up to 2 vertical video reels for social media. I just want this to work for you. So, whatever it is per month that you're trying to achieve, whether it's website, whether it's social, we can have, be as flexible as you need to be. So here is an example of kind of the longer commercial side of things. This is for a scanning company that does houses.
That's some pretty cool technology.
I know, right? Well, and it also shows that, like, even if, what you want to show off is something that's online or not specifically in person, we can screen capture, we can get super high quality footage of, tech that is, whether it's digital or in person. But yeah, no, they're doing well. That was like their announcement video, which was really cool. And then here is a kind of an example of what like a real vertical reel for social media could look like with like captions and B-roll added in and kind of a real dynamic social media post. So, and what's cool about reels is, especially with the algorithms now, like any video can pop off. It's, getting in front of a good audience, and especially if it's properly captioned and everything, your reach is, anything can go viral at this point, which is nice.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Sweet. So that is, and also we can do voiceover and animated text boxes. So like really getting some like professional animation. It really kind of drives home the information that you want to stick. If there's any specific key points that you want to say per video, the animated text can really help with people kind of get that. So that's our level. And then we have our, another case study. Here we go. So is a Ninja Warrior gym that is franchising across the country. Started here, and we did a video for them that got over 200,000 ad views across platforms, and actually got them like over 2,000 franchise leads, which was huge for them because they're trying to scale fast, and video really helped them do that. And then what's cool is if we create kind of evergreen content that's not like about one specific event or dated, you can keep using it over and over if it works, and it still will work for people, because once it works once, you know that it is good and people like it, and you can kind of double down on it. The movie. So this is kind of our Big Daddy package. We can shoot interviews with 2 cameras to kind of give more of a cinematic feel to it. Everything involved in the first couple, as well as time lapse and drone shots. And time lapse really adds a lot, especially with technology, with lifestyle, with all that kind of stuff. Here is the time lapse reel that I'm very proud of. We do moving time lapses, which kind of adds another level of like epicness and cinematicness to stuff, so that it can kind of transform something that is otherwise kind of simple and mundane into like a really cool, alive feel. Crazy that I'm showing so many videos in a video presentation.
It makes sense.
Yeah, right. It fits.
That is pretty sweet.
Right? Yeah,
I have like some sort of motorized tripod or something.
I do. Yeah. So it's a slider that has like timing on it. So time lapses are photos, a bunch of photos together, and it will move a tiny, tiny bit every time it takes a photo, and it creates that really cool effect. I'm pretty obsessed with those. And then here is kind of the final, all the toys together and tools together to create that movie feel. This is a video we did for the Evergreen Chamber of Commerce, promoting Winter Wonderland.
So was that you snowboarding?
Yes, good catch.
And then did you actually film that elk, or was that
That was the only stock footage, because the exact shot that I wanted is like it's very hard to get, and we had like only like a week or two to make that.
It's a cool shot.
I know. Yeah, I would have loved to have caught that. That's a good eye though. I can getting that shot is on my bucket list though.
So do you is that your favorite? Is like nature?
Yeah, I mean the lights. So we got there's a lot of stuff because we had a contract with the chamber. So like a lot of it was like tourism and like showing off, the town and showing off what all you can do. So I got a lot of that. But again, we do a lot of different things, including tech, including, health. It just kind of depends on what the market is. And out here, here it's a lot of nature stuff, which I'm sure it is there too.
Yeah. So, and then, not to diverge too much.
All good.
What brings you to Flathead County?
Yeah, it's a great question. So from a general like place aspect, it's I think pretty similar to Colorado, like at least in the mountains. It's gorgeous. Because we've been up there. We went to a glacier a couple years ago on a road trip, and it was just like some of the most beautiful places we'd ever seen. Cost of living is definitely less than Colorado. It's kind of killing us here, so we're trying to move up and eventually get land, honestly, and really add to the community. My wife does home improvement, so there's a good market for that too there. And then generally, I think Colorado is passing some legislature that we're not super fans of, and I think it's just going to be a better state for our kids to have healthy friends and us to kind of meet better people, because we've had a lot of not so great relationships here, so we're kind of ready for a fresh start.
If you don't mind me asking, what type of legislation are they passing over there?
Yeah, man. The major one that is in works right now is if your kid wants to transition genders and you misgender them, they can take custody away.
The state can take your kid from you?
Correct.
Wow.
Hence why we're like, yeah, we were going to wait a year and like save up. We were like, we don't need to mess with any of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think Montana will be a good fit for you guys.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited. We're super excited. I haven't moved. I moved here when I was 18, and so I like grew up in Colorado basically, and I never thought I'd leave, but it's man, it's just not the same state that it used to be.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, and like, I when I was a kid, we would run around Denver for hours and it was totally fine. I'm like, I don't even it's not safe down there anymore. It's there's fentanyl everywhere. There's, crazy people just in the streets and, you know, we'll go to like hockey games with me and my wife, but I don't feel safe bringing the kids down there anymore, which sucks. It's like it's not, there's it's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm happy we agree.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome.
I mean, the lake it just has everything. Like you got the lake. I play hockey as well, so like you got that, you got the rink, you got the mountains with mountain biking and snowboarding. It has literally everything that we have here, and it's even closer in together. So it looks like our lifestyle is gonna be great there. All right. No, I appreciate the questions, man. It's you try not to rush through this too much. Any other questions you have on kind of on the video side of things?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Awesome.
Not at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this one, obviously kind of more tools that we can use and more access to more of the cinematic toys, I like to say. So this will be a longer video at 2 to 3 minutes or 2 to 4 vertical video reels. So you can be putting them out really consistently, which is kind of what we talked about. The consistency over time is really how you're going to be presenting the best way possible. And this is the level.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the subscription. So this is where we're talking about kind of month to month. And then what we do for the subscription is if you sign a 6-month contract, you get 5% off. And if you sign a 12-month contract, you get 10% off of all of the levels of pricing. So kind of saving you some money, and have all the ideas down below, because if you ever think we're going to run out of things to make, I have 1,000 ideas on how to create something cool that will keep people coming back.
Go ahead.
And then if you want us to do posting for you, we can also do that. Do you handle the social media, or is it something that's that annoys you?
I mean, yes and yes. It annoys me because I hate social media. But
Yeah.
also, I am the one that does it right now.
Yeah. So if you ever want that off your plate, we can definitely handle that. And it's very affordable, and just kind of getting the posts up consistently so that they're there, and so that you can just focus on engagement and comments, and not having to like do all the stuff that's not so fun of like putting it up.
Right, right.
So yeah, we have more than 100 happy clients. Been in business since 2012, and there's a couple more case studies if you want to look at those later. So the workflow for us, how we kind of work, is there's 3 stages. We do pre-production, production, and post-production. So pre-production, we start out with kind of a creative session to go over, even setting up like a plan for the year of like a rough skeleton of like, hey, we want to do this and this month, this and this month. And then going into that deeper, we can do story, what story we want to tell, the look and feel, the key message of each video, especially with like the reels and the shorts, really focusing on like one specific thing per short to really focus on, so that it's not like you're not trying to fit like 3 ideas into one, minute long video. So for story, like what do you want to communicate? What feelings do you want to trigger within the customers? How do you want them to, see you, and what's the brand feel basically? We put all of that information into shooting documents, including like if you want specific shots that you really like, we can put that into like a shot list so that, you get exactly the video that we've come up with. And then we take those onto the shooting day in production and capture all of it. So really story, look and feel, goals, make sure everything is captured, make sure nothing's missing, and we double back up everything so we don't ever lose footage, and we can still make changes to the videos in the future if you want. Finally, post-production, 3rd stage. So this is kind of where the magic happens. We put, all the stuff that we shot, into a rough cut. So we do a 3-round edit system. I make the rough cut. I send you that. If you have any notes on that, you send me back those. I give you the fine cut, and same thing for the final cut. So there's 3 rounds of edits that you're able to make changes to. This can be editing. This can be animation style, audio, any of that stuff can be changed to be, to what you like. And there's not usually a ton of this because we have such a good plan going into it. I always think like the more pre-production you do, the better everything is, really having a plan together. We can do audio design for music, for sound effects, for all that stuff. Color grade, really make it, if you want a winter one, we can really make the blues pop. If you want the summer one, we can, all that stuff. Or if, especially for like IT and stuff, having that kind of, I feel like the cool blue kind of technology feel will be a good match for that. And if you have any like brand fonts or colors or all that stuff, we can work all that in to the edit. And then, yeah, we export the finished videos, put them up on Google Drive, potentially upload them for you, and send it out into the world. So here are, yeah, go for it.
I was going to ask, so you showed some, like in the examples and stuff, it's like people doing their work and that sort of thing. A lot of our work is sitting here at a computer.
Yeah.
What are some ideas that you have off the top of your head for a video?
Absolutely.
Showcase us.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you're sitting at the computer, I think the interesting stuff is what's on the computer, right? So, screen capture, from the first video that you saw with kind of the open house. So like we can make it feel like, a kind of a hacker movie where we're like flying around. You can still make it interesting no matter what, getting like close-ups of fingers on keys and, screen reflection in a face. And then, yeah, showing what's on screen, showing, the stuff that you can show. That's also where the animated titles can really come in of like, you can, have a shot of somebody working on a computer, but then the title can say something specific that you're working on that really communicates why it's important to be working on the computer. So there's a lot of things that we can do. And I can even go look at some of my favorite, computer-based movies and see what shots they're using that we can kind of play with to, like one that comes to mind is, what the hell was it? It's a Hugh Jackman hacker movie with Halle Berry. Swordfish, exactly. So like those kind of scenes where you're kind of working on stuff and it's kind of quick cut and it's still super dynamic and it's a relatively simple scene. Swordfish, good. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, we actually, one of our servers is named Swordfish.
That's awesome. See, there you go. That was meant to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are kind of the packages, and again, even with working on the computer, mixing that with interview stuff where you're speaking directly to camera, people connect with your face and your personality, and really everything kind of bonds in together to create the message that you want to get out. And then there's even scenes, like with security and stuff, we can kind of mix either whether it's stock footage or stuff that we shoot to put a visual to, like for cybersecurity, having, somebody breaking into something, like, no, we protect against that. Like you can kind of play with the visuals to tell the story that you want to tell.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Was there any kind of package level that you're leaning towards?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I kind of want to mull it over and also look at our budget. And
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But this all seems really cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It is. I enjoy it a lot, and I really, again, that's why I show kind of the testimonial and the case studies, because like I love it when clients are successful, and I'm really working for you guys. Like there is the artistic aspect to it, but like I want it to work for you. I want you to get ROI on it. I want I want the cool to translate into what you guys do and make it look cool. Because it's and it's important to keep people safe and help them. And also, you were talking about like camera installs. There's a lot we can do with that. So anything that's like out of the office will be totally fine. And we can just cover it in the best way possible and throw ideas around.
Yeah, I'm totally down with that too.
That's awesome.
Can we meet back up
Of course.
next week and then
Let me do this. I will send you. Actually, let me just do this here. When would you like to? So we can just kind of do like an agreement call. It's like quick 15 minutes and kind of touch base. Does later this week work for that?
Thursday.
Perfect.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Thursday afternoon ought to work. Like 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Let me see. I have 1:30. Yeah, that could work. Would 12-ish, 12 or 12:30 work? I have my daughter's kindergarten graduation at 1:30.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool.
Over 12:30.
All right, I will invite you to that call, and here is the presentation file so that you can look over everything.
Okay.
But no, it's going to be cool. I'm super excited for Montana, and I'm excited to, I know there's like a certain, attitude about people moving there, which I totally get because, it's like, don't California or Colorado, same thing. So we'll bring the mountain spirit, which is, I think it's a similar vibe. We're trying to be around, hardworking people that, aren't afraid of the weather and, line up a little bit more with how we want to raise our kids.
Yeah, definitely. And I found that as long as you are assimilating into the culture,
Yeah.
then people don't really care where you're from.
Oh, 100%. Well, and that makes sense. Like, trying to, for lack of a better word, bring like the woke shit into a mountain community is not going to work. And that's, again, part of why we're moving. So I'm super excited to build kind of a new life, and it's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
and help businesses. Like that's my main thing too. Like that was the one I think positive that came out of COVID was several, but like one was everybody was forced online, so everybody kind of realized that online marketing is definitely a thing and it's important. So it's kind of a less of a fight since then to like people get that videos are necessary. Yeah. Well, sweet, man. I appreciate your time. And you got the link to the presentation?
Yep. Yeah, I have it pulled up over here.
Perfect. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
You too.
All right. Later. See ya.
Where's your Jack?
All right. Just strategy or
Baseball.
yes, I need to do cold plunge and sauna. I'll be touching back with him on Thursday, and that sounded super positive. So
Okay.
productive.
Yep.
See you on next episode.